Iron John, a book about men. We are living at an important and fruitful moment now, for it is clear to men that the images of adult manhood given by the popular culture are worn out. A man can no longer depend on them. By the time a man is 35, he knows that the images of the right man, the tough man, the true man, which he received in high school, do not work in life. Such a man is open to visions of what a man is or could be. The hearth and fairy stories have passed as water through 50 feet of soil, through generations of men and women, and we can trust their images more than, say, those invented by Hans Christian Andersen. The images the old stories give, stealing the key from under the mother's pillow, picking up a golden feather fallen from the burning breast of the firebird, finding the wild man under the lake water, following the tracks of one's own wound through the forest and finding that it resembles the tracks of a god. These are meant to be taken slowly into the body. They continue to unfold once taken in. It is in the old myths that we hear, for example, of Zeus energy, that positive leadership energy in men, which popular culture constantly declares does not exist. From King Arthur, we learn the value of the male mentor in the lives of young men. We hear from the Iron John story the importance of moving from the mother's realm to the father's realm. And from all initiation stories, we learn how essential it is to leave our parental expectations entirely and find a second father or a second king. There is male initiation, female initiation, and human initiation. In the following text, I will be talking about male initiation only. I want to make clear that this work does not seek to turn men against women, nor to return men to the domineering mode that has led to repression of women and their values for centuries. The thought in this work does not constitute a challenge to the women's movement. The two movements are related to each other, but each moves on a separate timetable. The grief in men has been increasing steadily since the start of the Industrial Revolution, and the grief has reached a depth now that cannot be ignored. The dark side of men is clear. Their mad exploitation of earth resources, devaluation and humiliation of women, obsession with tribal warfare are undeniable. Genetic inheritance contributes to their obsessions, but also culture and environment. We have defective mythologies that ignore masculine depth of feeling, assign men a place in the sky instead of earth, teach obedience to the wrong powers, work to keep men boys, and entangle both men and women in systems of industrial domination that exclude both matriarchy and patriarchy. I speak of the wild man on this tape, and the distinction between the savage man and the wild man is crucial throughout. The savage mode does great damage to soul, earth, and humankind. We can say that though the savage is wounded, he prefers not to examine it. The wild man who has examined his wound resembles a Zen priest or a shaman or a woodsman more than a savage. The knowledge of how to build a nest in a bare tree, how to fly to the wintering place, how to perform the mating dance, all of this information is stored in a bird in the reservoirs of its instinctual brain. But human beings, sensing how much flexibility they might need in meeting new situations, decided to store this sort of knowledge outside the instinctual systems. And they stored it in fairy stories. Stories, then, fairy stories, legends, myths, hearth stories, amount to a reservoir where we keep new ways of responding that we can adopt when the conventional and current ways wear out.